Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. All right. Donald Trump Jr. I believe this was shot at SpaceX. The camera caught him reaching into, his hand was in his front right pocket, comes out, puts his finger in his mouth, and you see him run over his gums, and then takes a couple of sniffs, puts his hand back in his pocket. Dr. Ronnie Jackson, behind him, leans forward and says something to him. And according to the TikTok I was watching, the lip readers are saying, "You just got caught on camera." Now, from my life experiences, rubbing your finger over your gums would be something like if you were putting Ambizol or something on your gums because you have sensitive teeth. Having had my wisdom teeth pulled out, I know I use that for it. Having had kids and teething dogs, I've used that product on them for both of those. Thing is, it just looks really weird when your hand's in your pocket and you reach up there. Now, defenders of Donald Trump Jr. were saying he was taking some other item. It comes like in a canister. But they've shown people that have taken that item in a canister, and the canister is huge. I mean, it's like twice the size as like a round of chewing tobacco type of thing. So it would be really prominent in your pocket. No, he's reaching in his pocket for something that doesn't displace much placement and rubbing it on his gums. So Ambizol doesn't really seem like it. Another TikTok I watched, or a couple of them, from people who did the white powder that was really popular in the 80s, referring to it as cola. They said, yeah, that's what you do to desensitize your gums and get your high to last longer. And obviously, Donald Trump Jr., there have been a lot of rumors about him being colaed up, and explains his rapid talking and things along those lines. So, for entertainment purposes only and purely gossipy reads here, let's look into Donald Trump rubbing his fingers on his gums. What's up with that? That's not something normal people do. If you've eaten popcorn, you probably wouldn't be doing that. Again, this will be for entertainment purposes only, purely gossipy. What's going on with Donald Trump and his finger going in his gums? Okay, we have the Six of Swords. Things going away. Things coming from overseas. Something along those lines. Seeking the calm when you're in turbulence, going to calmer shores. Maybe quelling an urge. That would be like it. Quelling an urge. Cross with, oh God, is that not just the male trump card? And I can do this in front of anybody. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want to do it, and nobody can say a damn thing about it. Now, what was interesting was, again, according to one of the TikToks I watched, and take it with a grain of salt. TikTok is TikTok, This is not the end-all be-all of truthful journalism or anything along those lines. It's only as good as the source. But the person said he immediately looked in Donald Trump's direction to see if Donald Trump had seen him doing what he was doing, because Donald Trump doesn't approve of such things. So, you do something that looks a little bit shady, somebody whispers something to you, and you look at the authority figure that would get you in trouble for doing it. Not exactly, this isn't the fun dip that you and I had as kids with the 2 flavor packets and the little edible sweet stick underneath there. Underneath it all is Queen of Wands taking actions and such. It's funny, you don't really hear much about Kimberly Guilfoyle anymore and Donald Trump. And matter of fact, when he does talk about Kimberly Guilfoyle, he doesn't speak about her in necessarily kind terms. So, wonder if she's going to be leaving him. Leaving the smug merchant. Let's keep an eye on that one. Let's put a pin in that one. Let's see what's happening on. Okay, in the past 2 of Swords, somebody's making choices here. current situation, the magician. Oh, the magic dust. Somebody's doing the magic dust. Creating their own reality. And the thing about the magician stands alone. Doesn't need the Queen of Wands. Doesn't need anything along those lines. Magician. Again, this could also be about Kimberly Guilfoyle making a choice about standing alone. The low energy for the magician is an illusion. That, what you think you have is not really what you've got. But this is supposed to be a reading on Don Jr., but I could see Kimberly Guilfoyle overlaying on it. The overarching energy is the Seven of Wands. It's like his way to stay on top, to fight, to keep up all the energy is a little pick-me-up. Lesson to be learned is the Knight of Cups. I wonder if the guy behind... It's interesting that the guy behind him, the doctor, Dr. Ronnie Jackson, whispers saying, they just caught you on camera doing that. I wonder if somebody has a supplier with Dr. Feelgood over there. Outcome is the Wheel of Fortune. This is also about the insincerity. I think this is about the addiction and denying the addiction that he has. And this is just something that's going to play. It's been going, and it's going to play itself out. I would say two things. I think Donald Trump Jr. is... What we saw was probably what we thought it was. And I don't think Kimberly Guilfoyle is long for this relationship. She's not gone yet, but I think she's on the way out the door. That's both worthy of 4 Carters. There's a feeling... I wouldn't say escapism per se. It's not recreation either. Now it's like a necessity. For Donald Trump Jr. to feel like he wants to feel like he needs the fun dip, the magic powder. That one keeps in their front pocket. Some people joked in the comment section of that video, well, I guess we now know who that packet belonged to in the White House. Funny how they got all upset about what Hunter Biden did 20 years ago. And they could just watch it in real time right in front of them. But nobody ever said the supporters of Donald Trump, the MAGA folks, are reasonable or hold the same standard for that family that they would hold everybody else to. I'm curious. What's going to be the fallout for Donald Trump Jr. with regards to this? Because his dad's going to see it. They'll have to work very hard for him not to see that clip because it's all over social media. So daddy's going to see that. What's going to be the fallout for him? The World card. Interesting. I was also thinking about... Kimberly Guilfoyle could be the end of that relationship here. High Priestess. Oh, yeah, and the other thing is Donald Trump has pretty much said he's not going to... Anybody who does drugs under his family under his watch gets booted. Somebody's getting their walking papers soon. He might get it on both ends here. Yeah, things coming to an end and then starting a new journey. That, final straw type thing. Being cut out and tossed out. Losing your sugar daddy and your sugar mommy. And, High Priestess, in this case, I'm going to take it as not appreciating the opportunities that you had. I think he's going to suffer a double blow. I think Donald Trump is going to boot him. Funny, you got all that white powder snow, too. And I think Kimberly Guilfoyle is not going to stick around. Let's just do a confirmation with her, and then let's talk about Rehab, because that's kind of your next... If you get booted from the family business, Rehab's your next stop, right? Or Rehab's probably pretty soon going to happen. Kimberly Guilfoyle, 4 Carter, what's going to happen with her and Don Jr.? Is it Splitsville for the two of them? Here's the Empress. That was one of the cards on the bottom. When taking care of his needs, evaluating the situation. Things just, on the decline. Just too much. And on the outs. Making plans. She may not be out yet, but I think she's making plans. It's just not worth it. It's funny. I think there was speculation she was hanging around because she wanted to be in the Trump cabinet. Well, Trump's picking his cabinet now, and if she's not getting what she wants, she'll be out of there. She'll be out of there soon enough. She's either going to get the cabinet position she wants, and then she can leave, or she's not going to get the cabinet position she wants, and then she's going to leave. Funny of his three main spawn. We're not counting Tiffany, and we're not counting Baron. Kimberly Guilfoyle is actually the most useful of all of them. It's funny. Between Jared, Lara, and Kimberly, they're more useful to him than his own progeny. All right. Rehab. Donald Trump Jr. Is Rehab in his near future here? Looks like he's got a problem. Again, entertainment purposes only. There could be an innocent explanation for rubbing your finger on your gums. I can't think of what it is. Pull out the bottle of Ambizone, bud. Let everybody see what you're doing. Do we have Rehab in Donald Trump Jr.'s future? Carrying a heavy burden, carrying a heavy load. Maybe when he gets down to that level here. Choices to be made? Intervention of some sort. Maybe an agreement. Will Rehab be there? It might be one of those things where he doesn't get a choice. Well, it's always a choice, right? I mean, if he's arrested, it's not as much of a choice. But there's a choice here. This, you know what? Because I'm struck by this. This reminds me of a police car coming in, like an arrest. An arrest being made, and then going to court, getting a plea deal, probation, or something like that, if you go to rehab and work on yourself. I could see that. If he does rehab, I think it's going to be a really rapid intervention with family, or it's going to be a legal intervention. It's one of those two. And the universe will probably make sure that he has the opportunity to have a family intervention first. And if that's no bueno, then the legal intervention will come next. How's Donald Trump going to react to this? Assuming that he sees this video of his namesake, Mr. Jr. there. If he sees him rubbing his fingers on his gums, and let's just assume Donald Trump knows what that is, what's Trump going to do about it? 4-carder for that. Nothing good. Nothing good will come out of this. Everybody saw what you did. Now I have to take action. Your siblings are celebrating. Oh. What's Trump going to do? Well, he may not be in his right mind, but maybe he's just out of his... When he sees it, he's out of his mind. You're ruining my celebration by your bad habits. You're no son of mine. I look at you and you're a strange fish in a cup. You're not my progeny. My progenies all have blue cats on their head. He might take some action on this one. Make an example of him. It's so funny. The family themselves are such freaking sharks, man. That if you kicked Don Jr. out of the inheritance, that means Ivanka and Eric get 50% more each. So think Junior's in a bit of trouble here. Let's, I think I'm going to leave it there. I don't think I need to throw any more on this gossipy little tale. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. This reading is for entertainment purposes only, but I hope you find it insightful, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.